welcome to You Can Do. Today I'm going to show you how to make your first cut on an E2. You may have gotten in, had a little bit of play, but not sure if you're doing it the right way. So I'm going to walk you through today how to make your very first cut on the E2. So first thing we're doing is I've opened it up. I've gotten rid of all the paper and the cardboard out of it. I've put the blade in, plugged it into power, and we're now going to turn it on. So I'm press the on button. This is the first screen that comes up. Cricut Expression 2, 5th Anniversary Edition. The little rollers are just spinning, it's just setting itself up. So you don't need to do anything while it's doing that. It's having a think. This is the very first screen that you see. And as you can see, there's what looks like a mat right here. Down the bottom it says 1 of 1. So I haven't got any items on there. As you put more items on, you can end up with a lot more mats. So you can cut one mat after another. This button here allows us to select what we want to get cut. So let's go into that. Now I actually have a cartridge in the back, and whichever cartridge you have in pops up first time. So and then you've got a layout, so whichever cartridge you've got in the back will show here all your buttons that you select. So on the other ones we used to have a overlay that you'd put down, you could select your buttons. This is just the same, it's just on the screen now, it's a touch screen. I'm actually wanting to use one of the preloaded cartridges. If I didn't have a cartridge in the back, it would automatically have come up looking like this, which is the American alphabet. Now you notice we have all our different images here. We have 6 buttons here that allow us to do the various things, and a shift button. Down the bottom, this one here, which is a picture of the Cricut Expression 2, allows us to press that and we can make changes to which cartridge we're using. So let's have a look at the other cartridges on here. So you'll see that this is selected, saying that we're using the cartridges that are preloaded. By selecting this drop down button, we've got alphabet, decals, essentials, and just a note. So I'm going to leave it on the alphabet one. So we just press this button again and it takes us back. This is the very first layer on your Cricut cartridge, which would be our base layer. I'm just going to select the first one, which is the heart. So there we go. Now if I'm wanting to do the layers, which you can see here, you'll notice the very first one I press is this button here. If I press shift, I will then get this layer to add on to it. So let's go ahead and do that. So press the shift button and press the heart. So it's given us 2 layers now of this heart that we're going to create. So this is what we're creating. So we've done this layer, we've done this layer. We now want to do the blackout layer and the shadow layer. To do that we need to select the blackout button, which is this button right here. So if you press it and hold it, it comes up to a little bit bigger for you and allows you to read blackout / shadow. So I'll just turn it back on again. And you'll notice that our pictures have all changed. Oops, still got my shift lock on, we don't want that one first. So make sure the ones that run down this side, the shift isn't on. The ones that run down this side, the shift is on. So we just want this one first. So we're going to press our heart. There we go. And then we're going to press the shift button, which will allow us to create this one here, which is the shadow effect. Okay, so we have our 4 parts to create this heart here. There's 4 parts to it. This 2, 3, 4 that we're going to use. Now we need to look at spacing it out. So a good way to do this is to go back to your first screen by pressing the home button here, or you can press the home button up the top here beside the screen on the left hand side. You'll notice that it shows up our hearts. I've got them set quite large so they're a bit easier to see. But if we're wanting to use different colours, you'll notice it's very close right here for us to be able to put paper together. It's a bit hard to decide. So an easy way to do that is to put a space in like you would between letters on a letter. So to do that, we go back into this one, press there. Now don't worry that it brings this up, we're not wanting to edit that at the moment. We're just wanting to put a space in. Down the bottom here you'll notice there's an arrow with an X in it. That deletes what you have there. The next one looks like an upside down stapler, or staple I should say. That's the space button, that's the one we're wanting to use. So we press that, puts a space in there. So let's go ahead and put a space in every one. Okay, now I'm not adjusting any of the sizes, so let's go back and see what it has done for us. Okay, you'll notice that you can only see one heart at the moment. That's because we're now on the second page of 2. We want to go back to the first page, so we press this button. Now it's put them on the different lines. The reason for that is that we have such a big space. We need to adjust the size of our space. So again, we go back into here. So press the space. As you can see, it comes up to edit it. Press the edit button, press your size button, and it's got it at 90. We want it about 20 millimeters. So just press the minus till it goes down. Okay, so let's go back to the home page and see what difference that has done. There we go. So it's put it across just that little bit for us, so that we're able to work out where the paper would be. So let's go ahead and make the changes to the others. So there we go, we've got them all back on the same page again. We're back down to one page rather than having two. Not sure if you can hear, but it's just started hailing here. We've been having beautiful weather and today it's going back to being like a winter's day. So sorry about the rain in the background, but we definitely do need it still. Okay, so that may have been a bit long way to do it. So let's go back and have a look at our hearts first, and then I'll show you another way that we can adjust our size in. Check our size. Now you notice it's got real dial size on. We don't want real dial size because we want to be able to layer it. So press the layer button and saved it. Because we had real dial size on, the other layers will also be real dial size, so we need to go through and change every one of them. So I'll go ahead and do that. There's another way that we are able to make the adjustment to putting the spaces in without having to do them each time. So when we're on this screen, I'll just take out the spaces. Okay, we're going to put spaces in and we know we want the spaces to be 20 millimeters, but our hearts are 90 like they are at the moment. We press one space, we click on it to edit it. On the size, you'll see it says 90. Well, we'll take it down to 20. Press save, press save. I just changed the size of that space, so now I'm going to go through and put the same size spaces in the other ones. So because we've just changed the size, we don't need to go back in and change each one, so that's a nice quick way to do it. So let's have a look on the screen. And there they are. So nice and simple way to do it, and then we can go ahead and cut it out and it will be able to lay it up.